What up, everybody? This is Jonathan Evans. Listen, I'm excited because today we're talking about why you dating so fast. Let's get into it. All right, listen, everybody. Everybody's talking about dating. Everybody's talking about, I need to date because in order to get to know somebody, I need to make sure that we start getting out on dates. I need to invest that time. I need to invest that energy. I need to invest those emotions. I need to invest my mental stability on this person because that's how I get to know them. And we use this in America to make sure that we get to know a person so that we can go to that courting stage. And when you get to the courting stage, then you draw it to a conclusion. So we date, we court, we marry. We date, we court, we marry. That's how we do it. But a lot of people waste a lot of time, energy, and emotion in the dating phase because the side effects that they run into are much greater than the healing they thought they would have with this person that they're dating. I want to make sure you understand something. Have you ever seen those commercials that talk about medicine? They're always pretty, nice, people frolicking in the field, the wind is blowing, the temperature is perfect, everybody's smiling as they're marketing this medicine to you and they're letting you know this is great, it's gonna make you feel good, it's gonna turn things around from you. And then at the end of the commercial, what happens? A fast voice comes and all of a sudden that fast voice tells you about all the side effects. It'll blow your nose up, you're gonna be cross-eyed and your finger's gonna get cut off. And then you're thinking, wait a minute, hold up. What just happened? I saw something beautiful at the beginning and now it's telling me that I might die at the end. That's what happens with most people in dating. It starts out beautiful. They're in the fascination stage where everybody's acting good. Everybody ain't showing you all sides. Everybody's putting their best foot forward. And then once the medicine settles, then once everything settles and calms and everybody becomes comfortable, all of a sudden you run into the side effects and you realize that the side effects are much greater than the healing that I thought when I took it. And that's what happens in the dating phase. And what I'm saying to you is that there is another phase prior to the dating phase that needs to be implemented in our life if we are willing to slow down. If we're willing to slow down and realize that our steps are ordered, if you're willing to slow down and trust that who God is for you and what he has for you is for you and it cannot be taken away from you, then you can slow down. You don't have to be hasty. And before you get into the dating phase, you can do the observation phase. See, the observation phase is what most people miss. The observation phase is why most people waste their time, waste their emotion, waste their mental stability, waste their investment because they jump in and they never read the back of the label. They never took the time before they took the medicine to read the back of the label to see if it's worth risking the side effects with the ingredients that are supposed to give me healing. And then they end up messed up. Listen, I want to tell you today that there is an observation phase that you need to take seriously. If you trust God, if you're willing to wait, if you're willing to not be too hasty, you can observe before you invest. You can observe before you invest. You can make sure that this person is consistent. You can make sure that this person has a servant heart. You can make sure in general that this person treats his mama and his sisters good. You can make sure in general that this woman has a gentle and quiet spirit. She's respectful, she's serving, she's consistent, she's a steadfast, unmovable, always abounding type person. You can look at Genesis 2, you can look at Ephesians 5, you can look at 1 Peter 3, and you can see what a wife is, see what a husband is, and then you can observe this person with no investment of my time, no investment of my energy, no investment of my emotional state, no investment of my mental stability, of having to do all of these things different. I don't even have to be considerate yet. All I have to do is look and watch at how they treat the people around them. All I have to do maybe is make a phone call to someone who knows them and say, hey, I'm interested in this person. What do you know about them that I should know? I've had a lot of people call me and ask me about other people, and they were able to gain insight on the healing. They were able to gain insight on the side effects, and they were able to decide whether it was worth me going for the healing based on the side effects that I see. I want to make sure you understand this because listen, every person comes with side effects. There is not a person on the planet that is not going to come with side effects. They're going to come with problems. They're going to come with struggles. They're going to come with history. They're going to come with expectations. We all have side effects. The question that I want to know before I ever go forward is, are the side effects worth the potential healing that I see as a prospect in this person? And so people won't stand back. They won't make the calls. They won't take the time to just see and be in the environment. They won't ask the people who are really comfortable with this person. How is this person with you? How do they act? She's always quiet around me. And then they can tell you, quiet? Sheila ain't quiet. Sheila loud. You know what I mean? And then all of a sudden you're like, what? I didn't know Sheila was loud. See, you don't know until you take the time to make the call. Take the time to watch. Take the time to pray for discernment so that God can show you some things that may get uncovered prior to your investment. And those are the things you need to know. Listen, my personal story with Kanika, I'm in the locker room. So I'm in Baylor football locker room. We're in the locker room and guys talk. You know guys talk. So we be in there talking. Ladies, you don't think we be talking? We be talking when we get with each other. We be talking because in that locker room, especially with young men, they would put women in groups. And so they would just say, yo, I mean, you know, Kanika, I don't mess with Kanika. And I was like, man, you don't mess with Kanika? Why don't you mess with Kanika? And I was just like, well, I guess I can't mess with Kanika. And then they said, because we ain't ready for that. She's marriage material. And I was like, wait, what? So I'm 20 years old and I'm already thinking, some of y'all know my background. My mom and my dad, I'm thinking marriage when I'm 18, 19 years old. So I'm already in that mindset of kind of thinking that way. And guys they'd be like, no, I mess with her. I'm good with her, but I ain't messing with Kanika and a couple other girls. They categorize. And I was like, why? She's marriage material. She's a sweet girl. She's a good girl. She's about her business. She's doing what she's called to do. You know, she goes to class. She's making her grades. She ain't messing with a whole bunch of guys. She's just marriage material. And I'll talk to Kanika later. I was like, bro, they ain't gonna be no later because I'm gonna get her first. Like the observation that I had from getting that conversation from people who knew her because I didn't know her. And then from watching her on campus and just being a friend, not really moving in. I did this on accident. I wasn't that smart when I was young, but I was just slow. And so I just watched and everything they said was confirmed. There was some side effects. There was some things that I saw. I knew that we grew up different, had different histories. I learned those things, but I didn't make an investment until I knew it was a direction in general that I should be traveling. And when I made that investment, almost 17 years now, loving each other. And everything, again, doesn't work out perfectly. But what I'm telling you is a lot of people jump into dating, making the investment just to find out that the side effects are much worse than what I thought the potential healing could be. And then on the other end, you know, Kanika had to leave me alone because she found out that this dude ain't right. This dude ain't doing what he's supposed to do. When I was in college, I wasn't all the way together. I was thinking right, but I wasn't doing right. But I had to get right. She had to let me go because what she was observing was a man with no accountability. What she was observing is a man who talks about Christ, but his accountability goes in the opposite direction of Christ, and his locations, a lot of times that he's at, doesn't connect with what he's saying. So I hear what he's saying, but fools a lot of times will say a lot just to cover up their ill intent. That's what the Bible says. Solomon lets you know that fools do a lot of talking and they have good words. But the question is, what do you do? And she observed that and she was like, peace. No, I'm not good. And it wasn't until she observed my life getting better that she was willing, and my life being more committed to Christ, that she was willing to invest. See, a lot of us invest and we run into them side effects and we waste our time. We waste our emotions. We wait, why did I do that? And then when you invest, you want to stay longer because you're like, I done spent all this time. I done spent all this money. I done spent all this emotions. I done spent all, so let me try to make it work. Have you ever heard that phrase? I got to make it work. Let me just take more pills to try to make myself feel better. No, now you're getting the reality of the side effects that you should have read before you took the pill. Take your time. What God has for you is for you. Sit, wait, be patient, and see if at least in general, you can find out without being a stalker. You can find out, hey, who is this person when they're comfortable? Is this person a wife based on 1 Peter 3, Ephesians 5, Genesis 2? Is this man put in God's presence? Is this man a cultivator? Is this man a keeper? Is this man someone who follows God's word? Genesis 2. Is this woman a competitor or is she a helper? Genesis 2. Does this woman have a gentle and quiet spirit? Genesis 2. Not that her mouth is quiet, but she has a certain spirit. Is this woman, is this man who is a sanctifier? Is this man someone who is servant and sacrificial? Is this man someone who treats his parents and his mom and is around for the people that he loves the most? The Bible tells you what it looks like. Then you just observe to see if they play that game. and then you invest. Observe, date, court, conclude. All right, let's get it. Listen, be steadfast, unmovable, always abound in the work of the Lord, and know that it will not go in vain. Listen, like, share, subscribe, ring the bell, become a part of this YouTube family, and leave a comment. Leave a comment. How did you do it? How did it work out? Listen, let's grow together. All right, let's go. Y'all, what up? This is Jonathan. Listen, I hope you enjoyed that. We're all growing together. We're all going to the next level together. Like, share, subscribe, tell your friends about it, and share your experiences. You don't just learn from me, I learn from you. But this is how we can make sure we read the fine print before we take it, ingest, all right, and invest. We love you. All right, let's go.